of weeks, I think,
Wow.
maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, hope everyone's doing good. We are in the park, and we've got two topics to touch on. So obviously, when we did our last video together, it was when we did our 3 day dry fast retreat, and I think we only really spoke about your experience during those 3 days, but we didn't touch on. Oh, and then we touched on when you fainted,
Oh yeah.
but we didn't touch on what's happened since then and since we've been back. So yeah, I guess I'll let you.
Yeah, I guess we'll maybe do a recap of what the dry fast, 3-day dry fast was, what was entailed.
Yeah, so the 3 day dry fast, it entailed basically no food, no water. We went to Pembrokeshire, very
Wales.
nice. Yeah, in Wales, very nice place where, yeah, the air quality was just top tier. Um,
By the
the
ocean.
by the ocean, the
Mm.
silence was like something I've never experienced before.
Mm.
And yeah, we were at 3 days, no food, no water. That was your first time doing 3 days of no food, no water. I'd previously done 7 days, no food, no water.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I guess I had kind of prepared for what may come up during that time, but it didn't really happen
Yeah.
as I thought it would. Um,
And I guess it's important also to point out that for myself, I have been doing like a good couple of years of detoxing here and there, and
yeah, yeah, you've
not just going into this straight
no, no,
away.
no, no. So, and I would never advise anybody to jump straight into any sort of a dry fast without doing the I guess the required
A prerequisites,
levels.
kind of like the
Yeah,
prereqs.
yeah. So like obviously going from standard food to going to a plant-based lifestyle and trying raw foods and juicing, and then like maybe like fasting, and then obviously taking it to the dry fasting. Yeah, but because you've done quite a lot of fasting in general and cleansing, I definitely thought it was the right time, and I definitely was happy to hold that space for you in that time as well. So for anyone that, I guess maybe you've got any health conditions or whatever it may be, I wouldn't advise anyone to jump straight into a dry fast without doing the other stuff first. And yes, you may be battling some sort of life-threatening illnesses, but again, yeah, I wouldn't personally recommend jumping straight into a dry fast. I would definitely go through the route of, the slow transition first. So yeah, it's great when you're able to be in a position where you're not necessarily facing any sort of, life-threatening illnesses, but you're able to, yeah, dive into a fast by your own accord instead of it being ruled primarily through an illness. So yeah, but yeah, just going back to obviously the 3 day dry fast, I wanted to touch on. I wanted you to touch on, I guess, your experience.
Yeah. So I think, was there anything else?
No,
Was
no,
it?
no.
Yeah.
I think that's
I
it.
think I think we had discussed before we went away. Well, I could tell you were kind of very much assessing the situation with each kind of day that we went on. But I do remember you saying like, okay, day two, you would have expected some sort of emotional release
Yeah.
to come up, right? So emotional release, emotions being energy in motion. But it was fine. Like I was just very surrendered to the whole situation and just, feeling like I didn't have to be anywhere, do any work really. I just really intentionally put that time aside to really dive deep into those 3 days of fasting. Um, so yeah, I was. You had said that you would expect some sort of emotional release, which actually didn't happen while we were away,
Mm.
but not until we came back. I think like the day after we came back.
Yeah, it was the day after.
Yeah, some really deep stuff that I thought I had already healed and dealt with came back. I guess on a deeper layer to be released.
Mm.
So that was unexpected,
Mm-hmm.
but realizing that part of the detoxing that will happen,
Mm.
emotions that will come up, because leading up until this dry fast, I had done a few other like cleanses and stuff, and for the past 10 years I've been working on my healing journey anyway, so I'm used to things releasing through emotion, through movement, through expression. But then when this thing came up, I was like, what? I thought I already dealt with this. But it was quite intense. It was quite deep emotional release.
And I guess since that day as well, you've had other releases as well.
Yeah.
And obviously you've been diving deeper into dry fasting, and things have been coming up. Things have been coming up. And I just want to say as well, like, it's such a natural process and a natural thing, but if you're unaware of like what's going on, especially if you're someone that's fasting and things are coming up and you're not too sure why they're coming up, like, this is just a confirmation just to let you know that it's very normal for things to come up when you're fasting, because you're now sitting with self. Your body's healing at an alarming rate. And it's healing things that, it doesn't have to be, an illness or anything like that, but it's healing on like a mental, spiritual, physical level. And, just giving yourself, making sure that you're in the right environment, first and foremost, is extremely important, because that's why we went to Pembrokeshire. I wanted to make sure that we was in a place where it's like far away, clean air, the ocean was there, some things that I knew that were comforting for you. So at least that we could go to these places, if something did arise at that particular moment of time, such as an emotional release. So having things around you that may feel comforting is very important, because actually it kind of gives you a sense of safety
and a space of like peace, like creating a space that feels very peaceful, calming, relaxing, that your nervous system relaxes, lets your nervous system relax, so that when these things do come up, like, you can land in a soft space.
100%. And obviously now that you've had that experience of going 3 days without food and water, it's like your body's like it's like remembers what it used to be doing anyway. Like, those that came before you, those whose names you can't remember or don't know of, like, these are things that this is a part of us, like, going without, we live in a world now where it's like 3 meals a day, not only just 3 meals a day, but snacks as well. Like, we're always snacking, always eating. How do you feel when something comes up? Do you emotionally eat? Most people more probably emotionally
definitely that was a big thing for me. And it's not like I've been able to go into this and be like, I can do this, because I would say I'm very disciplined very disciplined person in parts of my life. So like, I've done a lot of like martial arts, done like weightlifting, so that's where I used to focus my discipline into, but now I'm focusing it into like with the fasting and diving a bit deeper into that.
And I guess for me, it's been a cool viewing of a transition, like seeing the changes that you're going through, seeing the changes that you've made, seeing like how much you've grown over time as well, just through like your own practices, whether it's for Vipassana, your meditations, holding spaces for people now, doing your cacao stuff, ceremonies and dance, and like seeing you dive deeper within self as well. Like, even when we've had certain conversations, you've done your meditation and you've come out of it and you're like, I've had this thing that's just come up, and knowing like why something's come up, just like having that self-awareness is so important. And
also just want to touch on the knowing on the why. Also, we don't need to know the why. I feel like just that's something within my journey that the last couple of years I used to be like, oh, why is this coming out? Where's that coming from? I've got to kind of work through that. Actually, we don't need to know the why. We can just allow the emotion to kind of flow through when it's at its intensity.
Like, I guess as well, trying to figure out like the whys, and it's the pride and the ego that steps in, because it's like it wants to attach itself to a thing,
a reason.
So like, that's why I'm feeling,
or blame that person because of this, because of that.
But the power is within self-awareness, but it's also with accountability as well, because once you have one or the other, you're halfway there. But when you have both, like, you're only gonna grow. But that's that really, I think.
And I think just I wanted to I do a bit of an update about the emotional release and how it is important to I guess spread that information so that people who do get on this detox sort of journey don't think like, oh, what's wrong with me? Like, where is all this coming from? Like, it's just a normal part
It's
of the process. Like, but yeah, for me back in the day, if I had an emotion that would come up, that's what I was going to say previously, I would definitely be diving into chocolate, cake, like all these things that would actually, now I realize, suppress the emotion, suppress the energy, rather than just sitting with it and allowing the emotion to flow through the body.
and I guess sometimes when you have that release and then you suppress it with a particular type of food, that's why you always feel drawn to a particular type of food, because it's associated with that suppression in that first place. So like you might feel like, oh, I don't know, a chicken burger, and the chicken burger is because you felt a particular way at that particular time when you had that first release, and then it just becomes
well, it didn't release, right? Because if you're sad and
well,
you ate the chicken burger,
it never releases.
stayed.
It wants to release. It wants to be
Yeah.
releases, but we never allow ourselves to fully release it, because there's always some form of a suppression, whether it's gotta go out, gotta go and connect myself, gotta go and distract myself with friends
Shopping.
or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Like there's always a way of suppression. So I guess something to kind of relay back to you would be, how do you feel when you feel a particular way? What do you do when you feel a particular way? What do you do to feel better? And what you do to feel better is usually what you're doing to suppress.
That's good.
Right?
That's true.
Like what you're doing. So like if you feel like you're always, I don't know, you go out for a cigarette or you go out for a drink, like, and as well, like that would also link towards like the way of in which you're feeling in that particular moment of time. So if you're, I don't know, I guess sometimes we don't really sit too long in a feeling because of our trauma with how we felt when it first arose in the first place, and because that emotion felt so intense, you don't even allow yourself like 5 seconds into the feeling without suppressing it. But actually you've grown so much over time that you probably can handle 20 seconds, a minute, 10 minutes, an hour into it. So really feeling that emotion, and the longer you sit in it, the more you're allowing to be released as well.
And also, something that I kind of read a while ago is that the actual emotion of something, depending on, I guess, on what it is, like the raw emotion shouldn't actually last more than 90 seconds. So if you're sitting in that emotion more than 90 seconds, you kind of get addicted to the emotions, whether it's sadness, anger, guilt. We can actually get addicted to these types of energy. So we end up perpetrating it within our bodies, within our systems, because we don't want to let it go. So yeah, it's cool to have that awareness as well, that actually it's not meant to last for a very long time.
No, and as well, like, you know, when people pass away, like whether it's like someone that's extremely close to you, it's the amount of time that you spent with that person. It's the experiences that you've had with that person that creates such a surge in emotion when these people go. It's because you're holding on. It's almost like I don't know. It's like holding, isn't it? The holding of that relationship. To let it go, to allow it to be.
Because I think we were talking about this the other day. Like when people come into our lives, it seems like they may make us feel a certain way, like happy and stuff. But it's not necessarily that they make us feel a certain way. Like the feeling is happening within us.
Yeah.
So we can recreate that feeling wherever, however. But we attach that feeling to a person or to a thing.
Yeah, and sometimes as well, some people might come into your life through when you feel so vulnerable. Like you might have felt so vulnerable at a particular moment of time that it's almost like, let's say you're single and you want a relationship and you find someone, but the bar that you had set initially might have been high for what you want, but due to the vulnerability and due to you feeling so low, you start to lower that level, that bar of what you want. So now you kind of want anything, and anything that you see might look good because actually the way that you feel is a particular way. Does that make sense?
It's like you're lowering your
standards.
Because that self-worth, you're like, I'm not worth that thing. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
you're not worth that thing, but anything right now is a bonus and is a benefit. So that's something to take note of as well.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
I don't think anything else about that particular topic.
And you could do another one.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, we just wanted to touch base with updates from the 3-day dry fast, and yeah, just emotions and allowing them to flow, letting them be. Yeah.
Yeah, and not to be, yeah, as you said, allowing it to flow, not feeling like, oh, there's something wrong with you when they do come up, and just allow it to be. And yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for joining, and we will catch you on the next video.